Hi, Cheryl Baldwin here, and I wanted to continue our talking about how can I help my children get along. And over the years, God had given me some ideas that I could implement. I trust they were from Him because I just know over the years to discover. Listen, if it's a good idea, if it works, if you get some fruit, I know it was His. Because he's the source of everything good. So anyway, I had talked, the first one we talked about was examine yourself. See if there's anything in you where we're not getting along with somebody, maybe especially mommy and daddy, that we need to make right, that could be falling on our children. Number two, we talked about act it out, having little skits and so forth. Number three, we talked about praising them. When they do something, you notice it was good, you just praise them and praise them and praise them. That goes a long way. And number four, I want to talk to you today. Oh, also with praising them, I said give them a kindness award. If one of them comes and tells you, how so and so they did this, they shared their doll with me, or they helped me with the puzzle, or whatever it might be, then reward the one reporting it with a kindness reward. Maybe it's a little thing with peanuts and raisins in it if they really like that, or a special treat, maybe one of those mini little candy bar things you could cut in half, and half, because they're just little, half could go to the one reporting it and half could go to the one who did it. Just a little something there that would be special, and it helps train their eyes to look for the good things instead of being the tattletale who comes and is always reporting bad things. So that was another idea that I shared with you last time. But what I wanted to share with you this time was if you see a couple that are having a hard time getting along, I would have them come before me and say, settle the problem, what's going on, hear the story, and so forth, deal with that. And then number two, I would say to them, so-and-so, can you tell me 3 things that you really appreciate about the other sibling? And sometimes I would ask them to do that right then, or sometimes if they were having a hard time thinking of anything they appreciated, about them, I would say, okay, well, I'll tell you what, you take 5 minutes and y'all go, and I want you to think about 3 things that you really appreciate about the other sibling, and maybe even an example. Sometimes I would say, and I'd like to have at least one example attached to them, to what you're praising them for, or what you appreciate about them. For instance, maybe they'll say, well, I like that they always share with me, and I'll say, okay, tell me an example of when did they share with you, because I didn't want them to just say things, because they would know after time, they know the things that we're looking for that are praising things, but I didn't want them to just say it for the sake of saying it. I wanted them to really mean it, to really think about, what do you appreciate about this other sibling here. So maybe they would say about the sharing and give an example of a time that they shared, or that they I remember, when so and so came and helped me dry the dishes when it wasn't even their chore, and they came and helped me, and how much that meant to them. Something we want them to be thinking about, what is it that they have done that they appreciate about them, or that they're always thinking of other people. I saw them share with so and so the other day, or they're generous. Maybe they bought something for somebody else, or whatever. Just little things that they would have to share about the other one in front of them that they appreciated, and then the other one would have to also say, well, I appreciate about this, that they let me sleep on their bed the other night, or whatever it might be. And so that helps to develop friendship there, and breaks, if there's some kind of unkind spirit between the two of them, that kind of helps break that, because they're pronouncing kindnesses that have been done. And then after they would share their 3 things, then I would say, okay, now give them a hug. And at first, sometimes they'd be a little stiff, but then once they would hug, somebody would burst out laughing. I'll tell you 9 times out of 10, and they would, oh, and then they'd be fine. So that was the idea for today, is have them share what they appreciate about each other. Tell the other person. And sometimes if that wasn't lasting real long, and I later on heard dissension going on again, I might have them write out a little card for the other one. Just write out a little card, some of the things that you like about them, and draw a picture. They're investing a little bit of themselves then to give to the other one. So anyway, all right, well, I hope that was helpful to you, to have them, again, just have them share what do you appreciate about them, because we're trying to make them think of noticing what do you like about them, and not thinking about what they happen to be irritated about for whatever reasons there. So, all right, well, thank you. I hope that was helpful for you. Again, if you want to hear the other things in a little more detail, you can look on the YouTube, Cheryl Baldwin, and you'll see all kinds of messages on there that I've done, and also on Keys to a Joy-Filled Home, if you're not watching that on it right now. So, all right, well, thank you again, and I'll just continue to do these little mini series here, and hopefully, may God just bless you in this journey to help your children get along. Thanks. Love you. Bye.